last night.
You're sharing it with a lot of people.
Well, usually nobody's on at the very beginning. That's why I tell the really scandalous shit. Uh, but no, I was sitting here puffing away, and I was looked up, and like my kitchen was like filled with smoke, and I was like, "Oh no, hope nothing's burning." It's like,
What
and
was
then
it?
like
You hotboxing your
it was
place?
me. Yeah, it was me.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Welcome, everybody.
not my finest moment. Yeah.
I love it.
Hey, everybody. How are you today? Yeah.
Speaking of which, let me make sure I get this so that we got all our comments. How are you, man?
I'm feeling a little better since I was reminded that our president is a gutless coward who surrenders at the drop of a hat. And now it appears we will not be fucking with the good people of Greenland. Taco Trump folded again because that's what he does. It's funny. I was watching some of the speech earlier. Dipshit in Davos. That's what they're calling it on the net.
I'm listening to everything, by the way. I just want to make sure that our Substack, it's showing live. Okay, cool. I'm back.
But yeah, during his fucking rambling idiot speech today, Newsom was there and he was like, "I like Gavin," and I was like, "Oh right, Trump is an absolute pussy, just a complete chicken shit." And you remember, like, you realize he's basically the same thing as his followers, right? Like they are very tough on Twitter when they're using a fake name with their 7 followers, and they will talk all kinds of shit. But they're not going to ever actually do anything in person, right? It's like when Elon was going to fight Mark Zuckerberg, and then he had to cower away or slink away like a coward. And I was realizing, that's Trump in a nutshell. He always talks so much shit on True Social until he's face to face with someone, and then he decides, oh, he's not so bad. I mean, look at the way Mom Donnie just fucking dog walked him. Even with Zelensky, Trump didn't have the stones to do that himself. Like he had to bring in Couch Fuck and Rubio to like do it for him, which. Honestly, I don't know how Zelensky kept a straight face. Having gone up against real monsters, going up against the JV squad must have been frustrating for him. Um, but yeah, it's so yeah, he talked his shit about Greenland for days on end. And then Denmark said we're pulling your treasuries, and other European countries threatened that. And while Scotty Besson said he didn't care about that, it's very obvious that Trump did. Stock market took a nice little hit yesterday. And I think what we learned from this trip, other than what we already knew, which is that the president is an absolute fucking lunatic moron who's not at all fit for office, or honestly, he's not even fit for most mental institutions. We were reminded once again, this man is a paper tiger. He's just another spoiled, rotten little shit with a big mouth. So yeah, that's what's on my mind.
Love it. The Newsom thing, I thought, after being annoyed this week, learning that was a brand new interview that he did with whatever the hell his name is, Ben Shapiro. I did like his response to Caitlin Collins, which was like, this was a very boring speech.
I didn't like that at all.
You didn't like that?
Because it was a crazy speech, but it wasn't boring. It was alarming. And
I thought he was speaking to one person, which was Donald Trump, because Trump's going to hear that and go fucking thinking it was an electric speech.
Maybe, but if Gavin wants to be on the world stage, then he needs to start thinking about an audience bigger than one. He said in those same remarks, he said it was a deviance of consciousness. The fuck does that mean? Right? The thing I'm realizing the more and more I watch Gavin is that Gavin is not Camille Zapata, who runs his social media team. If she wants to run, or if she wants to go to Davos to talk some shit to Trump, I would happily support that. But yeah,
later in our live, I have a video of somebody who we would love to also see replace Schumer.
Well, I'll tell you, I think Gavin is basically, I mean, no elections are the same, right? Like that's where we get in trouble is we start trying to win, fight the last battle. But I think about where we are in the calendar. And Gavin, to me, is the closest thing to this cycle's Avenatti, in that he's in no way an ideal warrior, but he's one of the only warriors. And so we're taking what we can get. But the idea that Avenatti was ever going to be president, I think, it's just in retrospect, pretty idiotic. I remember Rand Paul was a front runner at this point, this stage in the game. Jeb Bush was a front runner at this stage in the game. So I don't know, man. I will say this though. Gavin is at least out there. And there are a lot of people who are talking about running in 2028 that aren't. I'm a big Andy Bashir fan. I was absolutely fucking shocked to see a tweet from Andy in Davos.
Well, I was going to say,
I had no idea he was there.
I didn't want to put any words in your mouth, but and we both love Andy. But when you said if you want to be taken serious on the world stage, I was going to say, if you want us to know you're on the world stage, just give us a heads up that you're there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like,
it's pretty fucking impressive that the guy made the trip and was there. It's just like if you missed that one word about being there.
Yeah. I mean, look, I could make an argument that Andy's doing exactly what he's supposed to be doing. He's still the acting governor of Kentucky. He's still doing his job there. Obviously, the Gavin Newsom theatrics would not play well for Andy back at home. And the last thing he needs is his approval rating, cratering. And I could also make the case that, the 2028 election is a long fucking way away. And anybody who's campaigning or peaking right now won't be there a couple years from now.
Well, it's such an interesting point because we know that Andy's got incredible people as well. I mean, they both do, but like an Eric Hires and stuff like that. So,
right. Well, I think that's it. I think Andy's probably a marathon runner. I mean, he's never going to be a bomb thrower, right? But I could make the case that you should pace yourself, right? And I would love to argue that Democratic primary voters, we have long memories, and we'll remember people who fought with us, and we'll remember who didn't. But I don't think that's true. I don't know. I saw Cory Booker get a standing ovation this weekend in South Carolina, and it's like, if you're standing and cheering for the guy who voted to confirm Charles Kushner and Marco Rubio, then and by the way, all Democrats voted to confirm Rubio, which is so fucking embarrassing.
But yeah, all of them on Kushner, right?
No. I think
that was a dirty New Jersey move.
Yeah, I know. Speaking of dirty New Jersey moves, fuck Phil Murphy. Did you see that guy leave office like a coward, refusing to sign the legislation the state passed that would protect my immigrants from ICE?
What's his deal? Like,
I mean, he's always been kind of a Republican, right? He's rich as fuck. And I mean, it's a weird thing to say, but anybody's rich as fuck, you just know they got a little Republican in them, right? I mean, they just can't help it. And yeah, I mean, I just think that's always been his style. But I mean, let's also be honest. New Jersey's a blue state, but it's got some serious pinkness underneath the hood. And well, that was a turn of phrase, wasn't it? Some serious pinkness underneath the hood. Sounds like the worst written porno ever.
I mean, but it is one of those states that like we all wet the bed on, right?
Yeah.
A month
well,
out
I mean,
from the
remember,
election.
I mean, New Jersey doesn't ever elect Democrats 3 terms in a row, and they did with this time. So
yeah, it's one of the few. Like, I mean, there's elections all throughout the country in the off years, but it's historically Pennsylvania, Virginia, New Jersey, and people were nervous a month out from New Jersey, but then I think maybe 2 weeks out, we started to hear like, okay, this is probably like in pretty good shape.
I think we just stay nervous these days. I mean, how can we fucking not? I mean, it's hello from Wisconsin. It's a heat wave today with a high of 20. Ooh, that is brutal. I don't know how y'all do that. I'm not going to tell you what the weather in LA has been like. That just seems like it would be a shitty thing to do. Although we'll say it's overcast and chilly today. So,
well,
stay warm out there. And God, and when I'm on a serious note, please be safe. That's dangerous weather. And remember, let the Republican kid next door shovel your driveway. You do not need to have a heart attack doing it.
I mean, there is a major fucking storm coming this weekend. It's going to be pretty crazy.
Maybe Minnesota will get lucky and it'll keep JD Vance away.
As the Vances continue to expand.
Yeah.
But don't worry, hopefully we got another Parkhomenko boy coming this week and
gonna even it out.
Yeah.
JD's about to have another child that he won't defend to white supremacists. So that's exciting.
Which I think this child may be coming because of you and me. I think it may be because we did a post about how somebody wasn't wearing their ring and there was some makeup sex.
I thought you were suggesting I might be the father, and I wanted to put the kibosh
I mean,
on
that's
that
best
shit.
possible too, Sam. Where were you on August 23rd of
Well, like,
2025?
I mean, the way I remember from the birds and the bees, ain't nobody getting pregnant from somebody sticking their dick in a couch. So, it's I don't know, something's not adding up here. It's
Unless someone's
I
hiding
bet
in
we're
that
gonna find out
couch.
it's Elon's 30th kid, and we'll know it's his when he has nothing to do with it.
Maybe maybe there was somebody in the couch.
Oh, now that's interesting. Stephen Miller fits in a couch pretty well.
At the very least, there was it was a pull-out couch, but not in that sense.
A pull-out couch that he didn't pull out from? Oh my God, how the fuck have I not been using pull-out couch jokes this whole time?
I don't know. Speaking of which, great segue to the news out of Maine. Without sounding like I'm making fun of any certain terms,
I just saw it. Moving on from pull-out couch.
Pull-out couch to in ICE. They're talking about specific neighborhoods being ICE neutral, but also how they are pro free masking, and that a lot of the locals are supportive of the ICE agents who are operating, I guess, to look a little more within the law and not wearing masks, but they're using the term free masking.
Oh, that's fucking embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, those are two terms I've never heard in my life. They're now being used today.
I love the way we keep trying to make the secret police, more, a kinder, gentler version of Trump's armed goons who are going door to door terrorizing communities. It's like, maybe they just don't need masks, or maybe if we got them some sequins or something like that, they'd seem cooler. And it's like, it's not what they're wearing other than the mask that I have an issue with. It's the shit that they're doing and the fucking crap that's coming out of their mouths. That's, and the fact that they murdered a woman, that's a big problem for me.
Yeah. I mean, all of that, not just murdered a woman. I mean, that's huge in itself, but then their focus was going to be, instead of doing an investigation, even pretending that this was a justified shooting, they were planning on bringing charges to the murder victim's wife, in which we saw 6 U.S. attorneys in Minnesota leave, at least to draw attention and bring news to this. Otherwise, we may not have even heard about it until there were charges brought. And by the way, speaking of which, as far as we know, they were also supposed to indict Don Lemon yesterday morning. And I would assume that there was a grand jury that was brought together that didn't get an indictment because we didn't hear of any indictment.
And also, he didn't break any laws, so there's that.
No, I mean, they were going to charge a independent black reporter under the Ku Klux Klan Act.
I mean, there's a part of me that just wants to say, I fucking dare you. Just keep going. Go ahead and deploy all those troops in Fort Bragg. Go ahead. Show the American people what you really fucking are. Leave no doubt about what's happening here. Make it impossible so even the chicken shits at the New York Times can't both sides of this. That's kind of what I want, because I feel like that's what it's going to take to wake up the people that just don't give a fuck. The rest of us, we're already there. We're ready. We're ready in the streets. Hell, I was ready to go fight for fucking Greenland, for Denmark. Yeah, man. I don't even remember what the fuck we're talking about. I'm sorry.
Well, I got a question for you, but I'm just making sure everyone is it working for everyone else? Claudia said that we were frozen. She was going to jump out, come back in. So speaking of which, being less safer, there was the report that they were looking at 1,500 paratroopers out of Alaska to allegedly, I don't know, drop out of the sky in Minneapolis and St. Paul in that area. But one of the things that has stuck out quite a bit, and I mentioned this, Mary Trump and I spoke 2 days ago, is that let's say all of this stuff is illegal and it's crazy that it's happening, but then Donald keeps adding an additional layer, not just to make us less safer at home, but abroad. So for instance, with Maduro, if you look back, I think it was like in August or September of last year, Donald said that there was an ongoing CIA operation, operatives approved on the ground. Okay, off the bat, saying that, and now we know, looking back, the timeline matches up in terms of when the military, i.e., quote unquote, they claim law enforcement, was getting ready for this operation. So you had these guys on the ground, men and women, that were already risking their lives for Donald Trump and all this crazy shit that we're doing. And they had to look over their shoulder in a new way because Donald said that out loud. Same thing here. 1,500 paratroopers from Alaska who are there to make us safer in regards to Russia and China. And they haven't landed in Minneapolis, but he's already given China and Russia a heads up while we're already, dealing with Russia pushing the limits in our airspace in Alaska every single day out there.
And now the report is that troops at Fort Bragg have been put on alert. I mean, look, we need a golden dome to protect us from Russian missiles, but also, we have
our president.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, you don't have to be a geopolitical expert to realize that if you're really worried about Russia, you've got a golden fucking opportunity right now to make them pay for their hubris and further exhaust their military and their natural resources. And instead of doing that, Trump is the only person in the world who's giving them a lifeline. So the idea that we need to be worried about China and Russia when our president basically works for both of them and has done everything he can to make both of those nations stronger than ours is just fucking stupid. But honestly, the whole Golden Dome thing is too. No, man, everything's just getting so dumb and so scary so fucking fast. And, the good news is we're a year down, but,
maybe another year. I mean, that's what, to me, the whole, and I think I said this a day ago without even knowing what had been said on the Russia side. But when I first heard, not first heard, but when I've heard more about what he's been saying about Greenland, or I guess as he's calling Iceland, the fact is that, like, how much would Putin love for us to go against NATO? Right. I know some things have changed today. That doesn't mean they're going to hold, but like, it just justifies everything else he's doing. And that's what he wants. He wants a weakened or non-existent NATO.
No, that's exactly right. And you heard Lavrov say that this week in that, well, if Greenland belongs to the U.S., then Crimea belongs to Russia. And you can already see Xi saying, well, then that means Taiwan belongs to China, right? I mean, it's almost obvious that these three dictators, Trump, Xi, and Putin, have basically made what's the opposite of a gentleman's agreement, a fuckhead's agreement, to divvy up the world between the three of them, and make themselves and their friends endlessly rich. And it's spit in the face to anybody who ever fought for this country, anybody who ever anybody who ever waved the American flag, thinking of us as the good guys. The message from Trump is we are not special. We are not good. We're just like Russia. We're going to take what we want. Fuck everybody else. We're going to treat our own people like shit. We'll pretend to stand up for protesters in Iran, but they'll shoot them in the head in Minnesota.
And do we really believe that, like, Kim Jong-un isn't going to try something new as well when it comes to South Korea and everywhere else?
I mean, that's the thing, though. We're more allied. That's it. We're more allied with North Korea than we are with South Korea these days. I think that's why Mark Carney's speech, Prime Minister of Canada, I think that's why his speech left such a mark on people, because he was very clear that this isn't an aberration, that this isn't temporary, that this is the way things are now. America can't be trusted. America is no longer a force for good. We're dangerous. We're unpredictable. We're not guided by intelligence. We're not guided by noble thoughts or ideals. We're guided by the greed and whims of one unwell man. And honestly, if other countries aren't coming up with defense plans against us, they're being irresponsible.
Yeah, no, I think that's entirely right. What are your other thoughts about Davos? One of the things I was surprised of all, sorry, I have a new chair and this thing almost broke. Al Gore. Al Gore was like the only protester.
I know, man. I forgot. I put that in the Be Advised part of the news the other day, and then I forgot to include the story. Yeah, Al Gore was booing Howard Nutlick. I am so here for that.
Wait, was that today, though, that you were going to put that in? Because there was a missing note 12.
Oh.
That I adjusted. And I was like, I wonder what this was.
That happens when I try to move things around after the fact, and I just get the numbers all screwed up.
Okay.
But yeah, Al Gore, badass resistor.
I mean, it was like, of all people, man. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I've never really liked the guy. He's made a lot of money off of what should be a good issue, and he's got a giant carbon footprint in the process. But
I know, I never liked him or Tipper. Tipper was the reason I had to get somebody's older brother to buy my CDs for me if they had explicit lyrics. But no, look, I think, one of the things we've all come to terms with is that we're welcoming all comers to our side of things. And if Al Gore wants to boo Nutlick in Davos, then fuck yeah, boo him out. We got your back.
yeah, welcome to the resistance, Al Gore.
Fuck yeah. No, my other thoughts on Davos are just very simple. I think if we don't see Europe getting strong, getting tougher with Trump, they're just going to continue to get bullied. And I think that this was sort of the final recognition of that. I think that up until now, for a decade now, they've been doing everything they could with kid gloves, just, to try and flatter him because that's such an obvious way to get him to do what you want. And maybe that's what they take away from this. He'll probably get some bullshit fake Heisman Trophy or something, or some McDonald's toy in exchange for Greenland, and everybody will just continue pretending like everything's fine and normal while they're secretly making trade deals with China. I don't know, man. I think it was a fucking disaster, but that's true of every fucking thing that happens with Trump. America, the world knows we're idiots. They know our corporate-owned press is a corrupt joke. Everything they were told about America is kind of a lie. And I know how they feel because I've been reckoning with the same fucking realization for the last decade.
Yeah, well, that's a good way to put it. When he landed, this is like a 15-second clip. Patriot Takes posted this, which I think is worth noting, but once again, the guy just cannot walk in a straight line, no matter how it just can't do it.
He's so crooked he can't walk in a straight line. Hey, by the way, remind me every few minutes to stand up so I can stretch my knee.
Okay, well, how about this? While you're doing that, this is 3 minutes, but I think it's worth showing. This is how you do it if you're ready for 3 minutes. And this is one that we can watch then. All right, I'm gonna put this up. It's just, this woman's incredible, and if you know how to reach her, we're hoping that she can replace Chuck Schumer. So let's take a look.
Trying to do. They have active applications. They're here legally.
Don't put your phone in my face.
Don't push me.
Don't put your phone in my face.
Why would you push somebody?
Stay arm's length away from me.
I'm right here. I was
Stay an arm's length away from me.
I was.
Next time I'll take you into custody.
I'm right.
These guys love beating on women, don't they?
I'll take you in.
I'm an attorney.
They do.
I don't care.
Immigration attorney.
I don't care.
And I'm a
if
US
you violate
citizen.
the law, guess what,
I'm
immigration
standing
attorney?
right here.
You'll be standing in court too.
I'm standing right here. I'm
18
on
USC
arm
111.
length.
You
So
get
you're
my
gonna
face
come after
again,
me?
we'll
You're
have
gonna shoot
problems.
me? These guys have active asylum applications. There's nothing wrong with them. Why are you trying to pick them up?
You don't know what they have.
So why are you trying to pick them up? You have no idea. It's not legal.
It's none of your business.
It is my business. I'm their attorney. It's exactly my business. Get the fuck out of this apartment. Get out of here. Just leave. These guys are here legally. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Funny.
You're
What do you
funny.
think you're
What are
gonna
you
make
trying
us
to do?
leave?
I'm arm's length.
Yeah, good. You learned your lesson.
So get out of
You're
here.
a wise attorney.
Get the fuck out. Go. Can't believe you're not afraid to show your face. Get out of here. You must not be from around here. You're touching your pepper spray? You gonna pepper spray me?
You're saying you're their attorney?
Do you have a warrant?
So under their conditions
No,
of
do you have a
release,
warrant?
You do not need a warrant to knock
Yeah,
on
the
their
fuck
doors.
you do. Get out. Get out.
Cops make warrantless arrests all the day.
Yeah, it's illegal. It's against due process. Get out. It is.
If you develop
You
probable
are not
cause,
an
Mrs.
attorney. Get out.
You would know that we could
Fourth
take the
Amendment.
person in
Why
the custody.
are you without arm's length? You just came up to me. So back off. Arm's length. Right
Back
now.
off.
So on their
Don't you dare
order,
push me again.
On their 220
Get the
Alpha
fuck
or 220
out!
Bravo.
ICE is here! ICE is here! Do not come out! Get the fuck out now!
We go where we want to go, and we stay as long as we want to stay. So
Because
if
you're
you
such
want us
tough
to leave-
guys. You're such
if you want us
tough
to leave,
guys.
Maybe you should just walk your ass inside,
Get out.
and then we probably leave.
Just get out.
We're disrespectful.
You show me a warrant.
You're funny.
Ma'am, I already told
You show
when
me a
you're
warrant.
served the 220 Alpha or
No,
220
no.
Bravo.
Show me a
Their
paper that.
conditions of
Show me a paper that you
release
can
if
pick
you're
up
the
these
attorney.
specific people.
Listen.
There is due process, and you guys are not
Exactly.
following it. So
And
get
there
in
are
your
also
car and get the
conditions
fuck
of
out.
release. There are also conditions of release.
You
that
have
they
no
must
idea
comply
what
with.
these people are here on.
You have no idea.
No, I do because I'm their attorney.
Okay, so what were their
So
conditions
get
of
out.
release? What
I'm not
conditions?
telling you
They're
because
always
you don't know.
seeking
There
information
were
they don't have.
alternatives to
Get
detention,
out.
Right? Alternative
No,
to detention?
get out.
We're gonna go arrest other people.
You have no idea
Yeah,
what it is. Get
run
the fuck
away.
out of here.
Run away, little
And try to
bitches.
grow a pair. Do something good for your living.
I was talking really politely to you. I know you're trying to get under.
Oh, he was
No,
being so
I care.
nice.
I care about people. All right, so get in your car and leave.
Yes.
Where are you coming in from?
That's none of your business.
No?
Nope.
We care about our people.
Goodbye.
Yeah.
How
Boy,
long
they really
until
are,
like
they really are cowards, aren't they?
well, they are, and also it's like as long as people know what the laws are, they can't
Because
come
they
in,
don't.
they can't break your door. They don't.
Yeah.
I know. But how long until everyone starts wearing like those bank robber masks just as the public and some gloves, you know?
I mean, that is happening.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, people are posing as officers so they can.
Well, I don't mean posing as officers. I just mean like just the general public, you know, because they're going up and they're trying to discriminate based off skin color and all this other stuff.
Adam, let me ask you something. I'm not in Washington. I haven't been for a while. Do the people we elected to office, do they not have access to videos like that?
You know,
Because that would be the only explanation I would accept for why our party isn't in the streets with a woman like that.
Yeah. I mean,
It seems like it's a kitchen table issue to me.
well, I think it's a kitchen table issue to everybody right now,
Everybody except Chuck
But-
fucking Schumer.
except for Chuck Schumer and except for these like big organizations that are getting propped up now with all this dark money that want us to be convinced that this is not a kitchen table issue. And they're telling us we should not be talking about abolishing ICE.
You're referring to Searchlight. Is
We
that
should
correct?
be talking
Searchlight?
about reforming.
Searchlight is the new centrist firm that was formed by Fetterman's former staff and also Harry Reid's former staff, which is why it's such a shame to see them dragging the shit through the mud. But yes,
And there was
one of
also
their-
more
one of the-
insight this week into where the funding's coming from.
Oh yeah, and one of their top advisors is a corporate consultant, and he's telling us we can't say abolish ICE. Guess who one of his clients is? Yeah,
Oh.
DHS.
Yeah.
Yeah. So be wary of people claiming to be your friends who are telling you, ooh, you're believing in that a little too much, or you're fighting a little too hard. These are the same fucking people that told Kamala Harris and Tim Walz to stop calling Republicans weird. These are not people who are interested in winning elections. These are people who are interested in keeping their contracts, their clients, and their friends on the other side of the aisle after the election is over.
We
It's an
also had
industry, it's corrupt as fuck.
We also had a top advisor to Joe Biden and Kamala Harris yesterday quote tweet Elon Musk and endorse his passport voting policy.
Who is
which,
that?
Rob Flaherty.
Really?
Which, by the way, a number of people will say to you when it comes to passports, well, that's pro-Democrats, but that is voter suppression. And also, we're lifting up Elon Musk. I don't get it.
I have to ask, was there a joke there that Elon's passport wouldn't show him to be an American?
That was a number of people asked, like, please tell me this is trolling. Please tell me this is trolling. But yesterday we had the big push for the I'm going to totally screw this up.
Hey, by the way, I noticed a tell of yours. When you've been talking to Mary, you don't call him Trump, you call him Donald.
Yeah, I try to switch that out. So I'm trying to just do that in general now. Also, she says that he hates being called Donald, but it's like she said the Trump regime, and I'm like, are you part of it, or like what are we doing here? Jokingly.
I bet he does hate that name.
Oh, he
But I mean,
he hates Donald. He hates
Yeah.
Donald.
Me too. We have that
But
in
it's
common.
really hard to have a conversation with her without like kicking myself and being like, wait, that's her name.
No, I get it. I've struggled in the same way. I'll
This
be like,
was a-
fuck the Trumps, and she's like, hey.
Yesterday there was a big push on stopping the SAVE Act by Democrats, talking about voter rights being taken away. So I saw that post from Rob. I don't know, because I just Rob's been
Man, I've always
says stuff.
I've always had. I mean, I don't know him, but I've always had sort of a high regard for him. So I really hope it's a misunderstanding. But no, I mean, there are a lot of centrist Democrats right now who are scared shitless to fight. It is just their instinct to cower and turn to the economy as the only issue they feel safe talking about. And what they're doing is they're abandoning us. They're abandoning Americans who are desperate for somebody to fight back on their behalf. Um, I saw people in the chat last time we did one of these talking about, we're too hard on Democrats and we need to rally together and, we've got to stop fascism. And the way we do that is by winning elections. And I've got to tell you, I couldn't agree more. But I also didn't sign up for a cult. And when my party is selling us out, when my party is afraid to fight, I feel like the most important thing I can do to help us win elections is to cuss them until they get tough, because that's what will win elections. Nobody wants to vote for corrupt wimps. Um, I think our
It's
role.
it's like with me. The only way to get anything out of me is to be an asshole towards me. Sorry,
I
role.
like the way you slip in our real world fights throughout the therapy session. It's how I know that this therapy is a two-way street. It's not just me.
Oh,
blowing
it's
off steam.
two-way, buddy. But sorry, you said our role, and then I'll mention what Rob had, to be fair to him, because I like him too.
Yeah.
I'll read that. But you said our role.
Well, I think that is our role, is to hold these fuckers' feet to the fire and get them to fight the way we need them to. Because the people who have their ear are the big donors, and the big donors don't want to fight. They want to, just focus on the economy. And it leaves us feeling exasperated and angry. It leaves our friends on the left feeling like both parties are the same. And it leaves us in a weak position as a party, and we lose elections. I think it's a valuable role being a party activist who pushes your party to fight. I'm not going to stay home. I'm not going to vote for a Republican, but I am going to cry and scream and cuss all fucking day to get the people we're paying to represent us to actually fucking fight for us. And I think we should all be doing that.
Well, and here's a great example. Yesterday, we posed this question. We're not really sure what Democrats are supposed to say to Americans after we roll over and fund ICE some more. Why would anyone trust us to fight?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen this situation. In 2013, Obamacare went into effect on October 1st. And that was when Ted Cruz started a government shutdown to try and stop the implementation of Obamacare. I remember talking to McConnell at the time, and he was like, yeah, I want to fucking shut down Obamacare, but the only thing that's going to happen with this shutdown is that, Obamacare is going to go on anyway, and we're not actually going to make that difference. He said, no, in order to actually stop Obamacare, we need control of the Senate. Maybe that's right. Somebody asked last week, like, why I'm more patient with Hakeem Jeffries than I am with Schumer. And there's a very simple answer for that. The answer is I watched Nancy Pelosi. During the
that person wasn't me, by the way.
No. But during the first term, I would often get really frustrated with Democratic leadership the way I have now. We want to work with the president wherever we can, just, shit that I did not want to hear.
Well, and we did a big piece. I mean, I think we were probably the most outspoken when it came to really asking why Nancy Pelosi had not started the first impeachment at the time.
Yeah, no, I mean, we were furious. We were demanding action. We busted our asses to win back the House in 2018, and we were demanding action. And the thing I learned watching her, and not just 2018, but the whole term, was what's like the rap lyric, right? Real G's move in silence like lasagna. The thing is, there are politicians who have to go out there and talk tough to the cameras because they're not doing jack shit behind the scenes. Pelosi, I found to be the exact opposite. I don't actually think much of her as a shit talker. She's not great at it. What she is very good at is working and knowing the legislative rules so she can whoop some sorry orange ass when she gets the opportunity to. And watching her work like that, I realized, like, okay, Hakeem has put up some wins this year. And he's kept, the House caucus pretty well united. I don't know why I put more on Schumer. Did y'all see that thing last week where Schumer got absolutely rolled by Nutlick? I mean, it's embarrassing. It's that Biden quality of, well, these are our friends, they're just on the other side of the aisle. And it's being completely out of touch with what's going on. Hakeem at least makes the effort. I do see him. He's not great at it either. I mean, these are these are politicians. They're not street fighters. I want them to be. And I'm hoping that we're replacing some politicians with street fighters because that's what we need. Anyway, I forgot even what the original question was.
Yeah, I don't know either, but the Lutnick piece was a important one because I mean, I think you said at the time, you know, if you're not able to stand up to Lutnick, how are you going to stand up to Donald Trump or the American people?
Yeah, no, it was fucking embarrassing. They were in New York, somewhere upstate, I think, and Lutnick was taking credit for a groundbreaking from the CHIPS Act, which of course Republicans were opposed to. And Schumer like stood up for Nutlick when a reporter asked about it. Oh, we're here today for bipartisanship. And then Nutlick turned right around and stuck a shiv right in Schumer's back. And it was very, I thought, instructive
About the bill, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, but I mean, it's also, it's just, you know, fuck the bill. It's about Schumer.
Yeah.
It's just,
but I mean, it was like he basically highlighted it in a way that was like fuck Schumer, and also almost as if like Schumer had not read what was in it.
Yeah. No, it's like watching a fucking idiot try to pet a velociraptor. I mean, it's just, you know, at some point, I know he doesn't respect me because he doesn't seem to respect himself.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm going to throw this graphic up. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like you can see videos, but you can't see graphics. I thought this was a nice little thing. Federal judge strikes Lindsay Halligan's use of U.S. attorney title, and she is gone.
Yeah, those judges were not happy with her.
I mean,
yeah,
a win's a win.
Like,
no, it was just a photo headline, but
yeah, they sure put out some whiny press releases yesterday. And then you know what happened this morning? Lindsay Halligan was still out of a fucking job. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that one stuck. I mean, it's like
Mhm.
to some extent, you know, it's like we see something from a judge, and it actually, you know, I mean, she's going to go make millions and millions of dollars doing whatever she's going to do, or she'll be acting something for 12 months until it, you know, it gives up. But she's out of that.
Yeah, I guess she'll have to just go back to sucking. You know, I
don't think she ever left that.
I tell you, I'm reminded for the billionth time that the one thing we've really got going for us when it comes to Trump and his scum is that they are the dumbest sons of bitches on the planet. I mean, they are as sharp as a mashed potato, and it is the only saving fucking grace that we've got.
Yeah,
if they were this cruel and smart, we'd be in big trouble.
I like Kendra, not lick it. We've got about 4,700 people on different platforms. Nice. And always appreciate everybody on Substack. What else? You had a little bit of a setback with the leg last week.
Yeah, it's
you like you had to fucking remind that after Lindsay Halligan.
Yeah, I'm wearing a brace now.
Have you officially used your new board that you're waiting to use? No.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'll be honest. It's really fucking with me. I'm snapping it like everybody. I am not the best version of myself these days. And I know you wouldn't know anything about that because I'm always very chill with you.
You're like the Aura ring. It's like I put you at like 90% pretty good in the last 7 days. So, you know,
it's not bad.
No.
Really, 90?
It's probably because you know that we got a baby coming tomorrow, and
I really have been trying. Yeah, but I've always felt like one of your kids anyway. So
yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah. This is being recorded, just so you know.
No, man, it's you know, I learned from the doctor that apparently, and you know, nobody warned me about this, but I guess I should have known it. But it's not a straight line to recovery. Like you do have you know, aggravations and shit like that. So I've just been sort of like, I'm still doing my physical therapy on the same schedule, but I'm not doing as many exercises and just trying to be patient when I am not patient at all. And yeah, I've got a little exercise bike. I've been trying to bust some, you know, burn some calories on. And but yeah, man, I really, really fucking miss the ocean. And I'm apologizing to everybody in my life because I'm kind of snapping at everybody right now.
It's kind of amazing all the things that hospitals and doctors never warn anyone about. What you just said reminds me of like the fact that when you go into a delivery room, you know, no one ever gives you a heads up that like you're in charge, you're doing the delivery.
What?
You know, you're holding legs and you are part of that process. You might just
have a shitty doctor.
Nope. You know, you'll see in the comments here.
Your doctor's like lighting a cigar. He's like, you got this.
No, and I think that's what's so. No matter what people think of him, I have always thought that's what's so interesting and amazing about Larry David is just that like there isn't a day that goes by that this stuff just doesn't write itself. It's just a matter of like writing down this real life shit and then turning it into something, you know?
That's the way I feel about Tim Robinson. I feel like he lives in the awkward pauses, and he just squeegees the comedy gold out of that. But yeah, no.
Thank you to
anyway,
the folks
you're very
acknowledging
kind.
the delivery piece. You know, no, you get in
very-
there and,
you're
and
very
they're like,
kind to, you're very kind to ask about my knee, but yeah, it's a slow process.
I wasn't sure if you got the board in the house and you kind of stand on it and maybe like take some
So,
photos and then
I'll
ask
tell you- well,
like
what I have been
Gemini to
doing-
put some waves behind you.
I'll tell you what I have been doing. I have an extra foam board, or what we call a foamy, and I put that in my guest room and laid it flat. And like I've been, sort of laying on it and just trying to practice paddle.
Full JD Vance.
I don't want to lose all that range of motion, but I also don't want to lose like the calluses in my chest from that I've developed over years of being on a surfboard. So
There are a bunch of large holes in this foam board. It was a JD Vance joke, man.
oh no, I'm not having
You
sex
said-
with my surfboard.
You said you've been laying flat on
Not
the
yet.
foam.
We'll see how cold it gets.
Well, speaking of which, have you heard from anybody on the family side in Kentucky? Because I mean, this storm is like legit. We're expecting
No,
this baby.
I think they're all hunkered down. Yeah, no, those winter storms are no joke. Especially, one of the things I was shocked by. I went to when I moved to New Hampshire back when I was younger. I'd see these massive snowstorms, and I'd be like, "Uh-oh, we're gonna be shut down for a week or two." And no, they actually like really know how to handle that shit. They like get the streets and sidewalks cleared like that. In Kentucky, we get snow, but not frequently enough that we would be that outfitted for it. So yeah, I always worry about the people in my home state when it's bad weather's coming, or when there's an election coming.
Or when there's an election. I think this one's going to be a bad one because I don't know what they call it, the Euro model or whatever. This one actually seems that like people that are not usually willing to go out on a whim and say, or a limb, it's going to be this, that, the other. They're like, this is just going to be fucking bad. And then
Trump could make it all go away with his Sharpie, but he's too much of an asshole to do it.
Or a nuclear weapon.
Well, there's that. Yeah, just nuke the shit out of that Euro model. Actually, don't fucking tell him that, because he'll pick pieces of words here. And yeah. By the way, I got to tell you, my happy ending for today.
Oh, hold on. Before you say, are you going to say the happy ending? Because you just made me think of one thing that I thought was.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was watching CNN today. Shouldn't have been.
That sucks. So you were the one.
And Dana Bash I was the one. Dana Bash made a joke about something. I can't remember, as it relates to Donald Trump. And almost in like a weird way that was like kind of inappropriate. And of all people to like clap back and like stomp on her, Jeff Zeleny out of nowhere is like, no, I don't know if you're joking, whatever. Let's be clear, like the way that we talked about Joe Biden. This is a guy who, said Iceland multiple times on the world stage, can't get things right. And he just like went off on a rant. And I was like, wow.
Wow. Jay-Z coming correct.
I was shocked.
I wouldn't have expected that. To be honest with you, I forgot that guy even existed.
I did too, but he was like, based on our coverage of Biden, let's have a serious conversation about this. And he
holy
went
fucking
off.
shit. An ounce of self-awareness from a Washington reporter.
It'll change the next hour, but it was a nice
fill
little
me
moment.
with hope, Adam. Don't fill me with hope.
And Dana Bash will never let him back on.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's finished. He's getting the Mehdi Hassan.
I mean,
treatment.
she even tried to fuck with what's his name today? Phil oh my god.
Mattingly?
Yeah, Mattingly, who's the best. I mean, he was basically saying, like, if somebody ever gets confused about Iceland and Greenland again, watch the Mighty Ducks. And she tried to be really cute and be like, is it the Mighty Ducks 1 or 2? And put him on the spot. But
it's 1.
Anyways,
right?
What's that? I think it's 1, but he just basically was like, it's the one with Iceland.
Oh, yeah.
Or great, whatever his response was, he wasn't having it. But
it's hard to believe that network stays in third place, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe she's watched either of them. I do believe that she thought she had like a quick little comeback, but like Phil Mattingly's like a great guy who came to, you know, speak
Oh,
to
I
a
don't believe
bunch
for a
of.
second that she's seen the Mighty Ducks. She's not cool
No,
enough to have seen the Mighty
no,
Ducks.
I think
It's like when Homer says that man never drank a duff in his life.
yeah,
She ain't never seen the Mighty Ducks.
she was searching for something with an M, and Mighty Ducks 1 and 2 popped up, and she knows there's 2.
By the way, I saw the OG Mighty Ducks in the theater.
Oh, that's cool.
I
love how they're replaying all these old ones at draft houses now. I saw like The Shining is playing somewhere, and that's the last thing we probably need to watch right now. But
yeah, it's a documentary now. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Any of y'all get trapped at home, don't murder your families.
Yeah, and if you're able to help, if you're in a position to help neighbors and stuff like that, look, salt is like selling out left and right. I went and got 125 pounds, not for us, but because we have a lot of old relatives and neighbors, and I just wanted to make sure we could, you know, hand some stuff out and all that. But I think it's going to be a bad weekend.
It really pisses me off that when Trump triggers the apocalypse, you're going to be one of those people who survives because you know how to do this shit, and I'm going to die like really fast. Like
I don't
really
think
fast.
so. I'm in the DC area, so I know which way I need to drive. I keep my car full of gas, and you know, I mean, we have a couple canned foods here and there that are unhealthy, but I think Thomas Massey's probably gonna be the last one standing, other than the folks that are on the planet.
Yeah, maybe. I tell you, I bought a survival kit a while back after I moved to LA. I just figured, you know, if there's massive earthquake or something, I need something.
Which is what, like condoms, Pulp Fiction,
Pedialyte. Okay, so that's what I was.
Pound of weed.
I was hanging out with a buddy of mine a few weeks ago, and he was telling me about he got this weed from this guy who grows up north, and he's like, "Yeah, man, it's only $500 a pound if you want one." And like, I'm not like, that's not my style. Like, I would not buy a pound of weed, at least not at this age. And
he's a 2-pounder.
But I will tell you that the thought has crossed my mind the last couple of weeks that, you know, if I were to vacuum pack that and put it with my survival gear, then maybe I wouldn't feel so bad about whatever calamity it is that's happening. So,
or
anyway,
for
that's the kind of what do they call them? Doomer. That's the kind of doomer that I am.
Or for the DEA listening, I'm gonna make a joke, but you could have gotten the that bag, and then you could have made a bunch of little survival kits for people that just need one for like 48 hours, you know?
By the way, I heard that they changed what DEA stands for to reflect the Trump government. Yeah, now it just stands for dick-eating assholes.
Wait, I don't think you put that in the newsletter, have you?
No, that was an original.
Okay, so we got that, and then we're going to start to move in the direction of pull-out couches a little bit, I think.
Buddy, that was my happy ending, that you have gifted me new couch material for JD. I don't think you realize like how much
just
I
one.
Like. Yeah, no, I am pull-out couch. Oh my God, it was right fucking there the whole time for like a year and a half now.
How did we never do it?
I don't know how we missed that. Maybe we were just waiting for him to get his wife pregnant so we can make a joke about not pulling out of the pull-out sofa. Yeah, I don't know. I bet there's more here. I'm going to think about it overnight, see what we can come up with.
My goal is to try to come up with like 10 jokes of which maybe you find one funny and use somewhere along the lines. Oh, also, since we're getting the comments, if anyone has any pull-out couch jokes, please put them in the comments.
I mean, it's so good. I guess I always thought of it as a fold-out couch. Oh, now I'm thinking about Murphy beds. I mean, there's a lot of material to work with here. We're just getting started. We're just scratching the surface of JD Vance couch fucking jokes.
There's 697 comments, and a bunch of them are now starting to turn into couches. So please, you all know what to do.
Hey, by the way, last week I only got like half the comments. Are we still having trouble?
I think we got it today. Yeah, I know that was a little weird. I saw that too, but I think we got it. But as always, if anyone wants to send them, I'm showing like the spreadsheet's down to 697 and counting.
Hey, by the way, when they have that baby, are we going to use the like meme of JD with like, I don't even know. It's like the Afro JD, right? Like,
yeah. I don't. I just think it's like disco JD, but that makes him sound cool. But I'm looking here, trying to look down, and Jennifer Anderson just said, Usha got her sexiest slipcover for JD.
That's what Tim just posted. Somebody said, "Did she fall asleep on the couch?" Oh man, I tell you, I was pretty tickled with the opening we had to the end to today's newsletter. I liked the Bovino sexy lingerie better though. I was cracking myself up with that one.
Wait, I'll send this to you afterwards, but Mary posted a photo of Bovino, and I'm curious if it's AI or not. But have you seen the photo of him walking around where everyone's like 2 or 3 feet taller than him?
Oh yeah, he's a little guy. Yeah,
I know he's
and
little
he's got
because
the
of
and
our
he's got
friend
the
at
same
the.
voice as Ben Shapiro. And I
He
mean,
does,
yeah.
and we know he's little because of that incredible patriot that was standing outside that shopping mart. That was like, oh look, here he is. Look how little he is, and he's like jumping up.
Yeah, he
I
knows.
can't. He knows he's
He
little,
knows.
but I can't tell if people are now shrinking him in photos.
I just assume every one of these guys has at some point or another had a woman laugh at what they thought until that point was a normal sized penis. And, they've just been radicalized ever since. The thing
Well,
about
that's why these recruiting videos are so great that people are now making on Instagram.
I don't even know that I've seen them.
Oh, they're amazing. I mean, a couple of them are basically like, hold on, you keep going. I may just have to pull up one or two.
What am I going to keep going on?
Sam
Did
at a
y'all
loss
watch
of
the
words.
national championship game Monday night? It was pretty interesting. Pretty good
Miami,
game.
Indiana.
Yeah.
I was hoping. I went in hoping Miami would win.
Yeah, me too.
Until I saw Trump and his family, and then I'm like, oh fuck, because we did a little internal pool at home, and I was the only one that had Miami, and I was like, wow, maybe I could win this.
Nice. Yeah, no, my issue, normally I would be rooting for Indiana just because, the non-traditional football school. But it will be a cold day in hell before this Kentucky Wildcat ever says a nice thing about the school that employed and paid Bobby Knight for so fucking long. So yeah, no Hoosier love from me. But it was a hell of a game.
That's a good point. I'm not going to hold everybody up, so I'm going to find these and send you 2 of them, and then maybe we can use them in TBS tomorrow. But basically, long story short, people are now dressing up as ICE and doing recruiting videos.
Oh,
and it's all about like, did you sexually peak in middle school? Are you unable to read more than 2 syllables? And we want you. And it's everything is really good.
How can you tell that from the real thing?
I mean, that's the thing. I don't know. And then there's one guy that's like, talking about he's like, I got a $50,000 bonus and I was able to hire a new gardener. Unfortunately, I lost that gardener 2 days later. Then he's like, let me bring out my wife, and his wife's got a black eye. But they are very realistic, and I don't know.
Did you ever see the movie Armed and Dangerous? I know we talked about John Candy a lot, but that's one of my favorite John Candys. It's him and Eugene Levy, and they do the whole like rent-a-cop training school. And that's what I think of when I think of ICE training. Like, there's the one guy who stands up to ask a question. He's like, let's say somebody's lying, and they're lying. Can you shoot them? And the boss's answer is, it depends. Use your judgment. So yeah, I think that's what we're dealing with here.
Yeah, I mean, like in these videos, it's like at one point, like the lighting guy like asks a question, and they're like, "What did you say your name is again?" And he's like just standing there, like because they're ICE, and he's a person.
I don't know if I could laugh at that shit. That's
I think that it's done in a tasteful way that basically knocks these guys down a bunch of notches.
God knows they need that.
Yeah.
I got nothing else, man.
Comedy. That's why I like Walter Masterson and The Good Liars and all.
Oh yeah, guys. No, they're great. Yeah, they're so good. It's and I was gonna say for my happy ending the pull-out couch thing. But actually, I thought I would take a minute here to do something we did in the newsletter yesterday, which is to send some love and gratitude to Aaron Rupar. If you're on social media or if you read our newsletter, Aaron is about the most indispensable journalist working today. And I say that because he's the one who watches all these fucking videos to tell us the stuff that the New York Times doesn't think is interesting. Yesterday, Trump went on a racist rant about Somalians. You won't find that in the New York Times today. That's why we've all had to seek out independent media. Anyway, Aaron is in Minnesota, and he's seeing firsthand what it looks like when the federal government terrorizes your community. And I just want to take a second to say thank you to him for continuing to, do the God, the inexhaustible work that he does, bringing us the truth every day, and even while his community is under assault. So yeah, no, I just figured
He's
that.
also been through a hell of a lot in last year because he learned when we learned that it was his kid's school that was shot.
Yeah,
last
no,
year.
Minnesota's been in the news too much. I think the people of that state could use some peace and quiet. It's I know how they felt. I mean, LA last year, we went from being on fire to being invaded. And it's just you have these moments where you're just like, God, I wish we weren't in the fucking news anymore. But
Which,
yeah,
by the way, I thought was a little bit of a tell with Donald today when he was speaking about Newsom, because he made that point again, bullshit point, but he's like, we've done so much, but he's like, I'd love to do more, if he would have me. And it's like, what is all of a sudden this guy starting to respect certain things coming out of court? I mean, it's kind of interesting.
I mean, like I said, he's a wuss.
Yeah. I mean, the point that you made at the opening,
he turns into a puddle. He turns into a puddle when he's face to face with someone.
The point that you made at the beginning, and that's something that we've known for a long time, but it's an excellent point. It's also one that we've seen, as you said, with Mamdani. As I'm curious to see what happens with the real Nobel Peace Prize winner and so forth. But
it also just adds to the shame of literally everybody else who's around him, right? Like, we know he wilts when somebody stands up to him. And just tells you how many people haven't fucking stood up to him. It's funny. I see so many people criticizing Mike Johnson. There are a lot of Mike Johnsons out there. Jake Tapper's a Mike Johnson, right? I mean, like, Barry Weiss is a Mike Johnson. I mean, they're all Mike Johnsons.
I'm now thinking about something you texted me about Barry yesterday. By the way, you went in terms of your text, somebody responded to me when I sent that to someone, not with your name, and they said, actually, Melania was the first one. All right. That's all I got too.
Let's get the fuck out of here before you say something.
Let's do something. We're gonna get in trouble.
Hey, y'all are the fucking best, and thanks for keeping us sane, and thanks for keeping us hopeful that we're winning this shit and we're gonna take our country back from the assholes. The reason we believe that is because of y'all. We certainly don't believe it because of ourselves. So thanks everybody. Love y'all.
Yeah, y'all are the best. And we're going to put a minute up here, and I got all the comments, and we'll see you soon. Hopefully maybe like Friday. All right. Love y'all.